Greetings, brethren, sistren, and otherin, to the opening night of the magnificence that will become No Theoretical Bias Presents. I am your host, Owen Kerr. We have a wonderful show for you tonight featuring Splintered Moon, a post-apocalyptic fantasy system of my own devising, powered by the apocalypse, for those of you in the know. Our cast this evening, no, they deserve an introduction.
We don't
Our
have
cast
visual.
This evening, we don't have visual. Okay.
We don't have visual.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Yeah. That's
Is
why.
it just
That's
because
why.
there's a stream lag, or no? It's not.
Don't allow
No,
us to leave
I don't
you
know.
in the dark.
I don't know if there's audio or not, but I know we don't have our cameras on here.
But let's see if I can get a funky echo going.
Oh, there
Oh,
is.
I see a visual now, and I see people talking. It looks like we got a delay.
There's a delay.
There's definitely a
that's
delay.
now on the stream. Oh well.
Hey, fantastic. Hey, many technical difficulties instantly. All right, so the cast will introduce themselves, but let's start with just round from the top. Hunter, go for it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm Hunter Fanson. I'm excited to be here playing a character who, the character I'm playing is Ukthor the Hammer, the mighty, the mythical, a man of legend, a growing legend, but used to be a sword for hire and a mercenary, and now he fights for no coin but for fame and fortune of his own, of course. And so, if you're a man who's willing to tell his tale, he's willing to put his body on the line for you. But you better tell that tale, because you never know when he'll be a legendary hero of myth, and you would have met him beforehand.
Legend in his own mind, ladies and gentlemen, and otherin. All right, Dev, you're up.
Hi, I am Devin. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Shadow, a Kyantyr who is half Corvid, half human, and all parts annoying. Shadow's only able to repeat a few phrases that they've heard people say before, and absolutely use this to baffle their party and make things as difficult as they possibly can. With a love for anything shiny, especially the sentient being currently trapped inside of their armor, Shadow loves causing problems for their party, just to steal the pretty things, but not so much that they'll kill their party members off for it.
Beautimous. All right. Heston, you're up.
Hello, I am Heston Fanson, the second of the brothers, and I will be playing Revan Tribender, our half-orc ex-nobility who was raised with the lavish life of a wealthy merchant family, only to be cast out. He must now rely on his allies, including both the players you see before you and an array of magic spirits he conjures and has help him. Will he be able to deal with the real world, or will he perish among the wilds?
All right. Awesome. Cassie, you're up.
Hi, my name is Cassie, and I am playing Sumac, a desert dryad who unfortunately lived long enough to see the world twist into a form beyond recognition during the apocalypse. In her life, everything beforehand has mostly been forgotten. It's survival of the fittest and what comes after.
And one of the fittest is your animal companion.
Yes, my animal companion is named Sidewinder, and some things got a bit bigger during the apocalypse, more dangerous, more vicious. I have a 6-foot rattlesnake.
But enough about my mother-in-law.
He's friendly.
So, yes, friendly rattlesnake. You realize how that is worse, right? You know that's worse. Hi, you want to snuggle? Okay, cool. Yeah, down, Fluffy. All right, and last we have Ren. Ren, go for it.
Hi, I'm Ren. I play Micah. Micah is a golem of sorts, kind of a humanoid golem from the moon, which they worship. And their goal is to take the goddess they believe to be the sun. Actually, they kind of know to be a sun spirit, and try and restore their homeland back together. And restore their people back to the proud nation they once were.
In a world, a being with a heart of stone and a heart of flame. All right, so when last we met, our group of ne'er-do-wells and reprobates, how often do they do well, folks? Ne'er. They were exploring the ruins of the holy city of Danatone, probably used to be called Danton, based on information they have received recently. While schmying around in the dark, they managed to scare up a whole cubic ton of long-armed ghouls, scared away and dispatched variously by the actions of our group, mostly the hammer Urkthor. Ask him, he'll tell you. Then, in a brave and concerted attempt to steal everything not nailed down, the Shadow and Sumac put their heads together to invest in claw hammers so that things aren't nailed down, and found a secret stash in a box, otherwise unremarkable, wherein they found a circlet of orichalcum, a mythical metal only known by hints to their covenant, the half-orc noble who likes to be slumming with everybody else. Revan found the orichalcum to be absolutely chock full of magical energies. They thought it was a library. He gave it access to his prestidigitation, and they found out they're holding on to the clockwork robot brain of an entity known as Force Leader 1, later renamed Pilate, because he likes the name. So our party, no matter what they were planning on doing 5 minutes prior, has now made it their life's goal to find a new body for their new best friend Pilate. Just remember, GMs, your players will pack bond with anything, and don't test them. All right, so here we are. So fleeing the city of Danatone ahead of slavering hordes of undead. Well, it was one, and he was slow, so he was slobbering a lot. It might have been a dog, you don't know. All right, so you make your way to the haven of East Haven. East Haven is one of the 4 strongholds of a group known only as the Clean. The Clean is a hydraulic hegemony. They sell water, clean water. Somewhere in the depths of their stronghold Irongate is apparently some sort of spring, maybe more, and they sell clean water. And if you do what they want politically, they get you the shipments on time. If they don't, bad things can happen to you. So, was there a question there? Or are you just snapping your fingers?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Proceed.
cool. I'm sorry, teacher for years. Anybody with their hand vaguely up, I'm just like, do you have a question or an itch? So, sorry about that, folks. All right, so you're in the trade town of East Haven. The Clean doesn't let just anybody into Irongate. You have to be a very trusted individual. So, questions. Urkthor, you have actually done some work for the Clean. They pay very, very well for caravan guards. You've picked up a few jingle. Quiet, puppy. Mommy will be home soon. You picked up a few jingle. Who is your main contact there? It was a sergeant. What was their name?
Their name would have been Rassleton.
Sergeant Rassleton. He, she, or they?
She.
Okay, Sergeant Rassleton, you two actually served prior to this in another skirmish or brushfire war. Both of you vaguely impressed each other with your competence and professionalism. So you've got an ongoing dispute over who owes who a drink. So you keep buying each other drinks, to stay one ahead. Mm-hmm. Rassleton's always happy to see you. So might be good for a little bit of jingle. Might also be good for a little bit of information. Also, Shadow, you've dealt with some folks in East Haven before, including a fence. The fence's name is Laris Nine Fingers. Laris he's not like capital P problematic, but he's problematic for a reason. What is it?
Am I rolling for that?
Oh no, just you tell me. Is it bodily odor? Is it he, has a thing for, statues. What's his issue? I mean, and really a thing. You know.
It's the statues. It's the mannequins, actually.
Oh.
There's so many of them. There's too many of
You
them.
have no idea how perfect that is and how well that fits in. Okay, thank you. All right, so mannequin. He's got a mannequin issue. I like it when they lie still like that. Let's see.
Oh gosh.
He keeps them nice and cold too.
So could you lie a little more still, please? I'm sorry. This is a PG to R rated. I'll try to keep it a little more vague.
Already getting a Weeping Angel vibe, and I don't like it.
Exactly. Gummy bears. Lots of gummy bears. All right. So, let's see. So Sumac, you may have blitzed through here at one point or another. Four of the major zones that are topical. There's the Sea of Dust, the Broken Heights, the Dark Hills, and the Burning Forest. Which one would Sumac have picked up more information about?
Probably the Sea of Dust.
Sea of Dust, excuse me. Yes, the Sea of Dust. The Sea of Dust is an artifact of the Fall, an artifact of the Last War. Apparently, again, books, histories, grandma's stories of other grandmas said that this used to be a beautiful, wonderful, idyllic landscape, farmland as far as the eye could see, rolling hills, purple mountains, fruited plains. Is somebody writing this down? But in the war, some sort of super weapon was unleashed on this area. So if you can imagine just a literal dust bowl, some of it fine enough, if you throw it up in the air, it'll hang for a while, instant sunbeams. Yeah, and literally nothing lives out there. No known water sources, no known growing things. Even some of the worst monsters out there don't hang out in the Sea of Dust. There's just literally nothing. And again, it's a hard trek because it's snowshoes, dust shoes equivalent to get across that with any measure of speed. Absolutely grim. There is, however, this. The place there marked Dead Oasis. All right. That didn't used to be dead. A group from the east known as Children of the Phoenix was trying to set up shop there, and there was this tiny little underground spring leading to an oasis. Well, they wouldn't do what the Clean wanted, so the Clean went out there at some point and somehow stopped the oasis dead. The water is not flowing. Nobody really knows how, and nobody really wants to get in trouble with the Clean asking. Alrighty, then. Who else do we got here? Yes, Revan, my Lord Revan, you've had some dealings with the Clean in the past. There is a particular, he's not exactly a high-level, high-ranking member of the Clean. He's not one of the Circle, but he is known as one who can get things done. His name, her, or their name is what?
Brisbane.
Maester Grisbane. Mr. Grisbane, average height, average build, average weight, average coloration. Literally nothing remarkable about this person at all. Okay. Theoretically, there would be no way to pick them out of a lineup. Okay, just like I don't know. Okay. The all white bleached robes of the Clean, yeah. The gold belts of a mid-ranking official, yeah. But there's just something about him that rubs literally everybody the wrong way. It's like having an IRS audit like every moment that you're talking to him. Kind of hard to say why, but you've had some dealings with him in the past. Go ahead and give me a, let's see, just for shiggles. Go ahead and give me if you want to do business dealings, you can roll versus sharp. If you want to do social interaction, you can roll versus hot. Your call.
Will this just be a random check? I will
Yes.
roll with sharp.
Sure. Okay.
I think that went through right.
Okay, 8. Okay, 8 was pretty good. You weren't totally screwed over in the deal, but you didn't get too much of the upper hand. So somewhere along the lines, you've established yourself with Maester Grisbane as somebody who is fair dealing. So that's a good thing. That's a good rep to have. Also, Shadow, give me a roll versus, again, sharp or hot about your last dealings with Laris Nine Fingers.
Let's see.
Eudemus. All right, mark experience.
Oh boy.
Well, the good news is the next time you talk to Laris, Laris is surprisingly happy to see you based on how badly you messed up your last interaction. And no, he sets out the drinks, he actually, one point in his favor, he actually has learned a few whistle speaks of like pleasantries, Oh, yes, I'm fine. My eggs are in the road. No, I meant your egg. How are your eggs? I don't have any eggs. Oh, it's a polite thing. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, but he's like laying on the dog here. Here's the requisite 2 glasses of water, the little shot of something that he remembers you like, all that. So yeah, he has. Oh, Micah, I have not forgotten about you. This is a weird place. There's a lot of people here, and not a lot of them seem to be involved in like prayer to either the sun or the moon. They're basically just, eating, excreting, drinking.
I would have, if I had any dealings with this, I would have dealt with the blacksmith, and that's about it. If they're not religious.
Blacks. Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a. You're fairly odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, just off the top of your head, give me a hot roll, just to see how that went. Okay. Oh well, shit. Okay. Yeah. No. When you come rolling in the blacksmith, what's the blacksmith's name?
How
about just Smith?
Kirkland.
Kirkland. I like it. Kirkland. Okay. You looked at a box in your room, didn't you?
No, maybe.
Great for bulk items of any sort.
Hey, can you do anything with this? You mean like this? So you're just like cranking out like doodads and common everyday items. Again, they all have the little sun symbol on them. He's actually adopted that. So hey, not really a convert, but again, the word's getting out.
Every nail on top of the head has the sun goddess's symbol just stamped right there.
And he is so down for it. He has had enough money to pay for a new sign. It's actually called something like the Sun Forge now, with the symbol very prominently. Your fire spirit is very pleased. It's not worship, but it's very worship adjacent. Hey, check out how cool I am, kind of a thing. So yeah, no. Any amount of work you want to do, he's got some special orders that you can help him with. But back to Shadow. Yeah, he's creepily happy to see you. All right.
Can I make a recommendation for the name?
Sure.
The Queen's Forge.
I can do that.
Okay.
Yes, the Queen's Forge. Yes, he would have talked to you enough. Queen's Forge. Cool.
To explain to our streamers, my goddess, her name, the sun goddess, his name is Light Queen. And I can make little doodads and stuff with metal, and every little doodad I make has her emblem stamped into it somehow.
What's the name of the moon god?
The Pale Brother.
The Pale Brother. Do you remember the song that Pilate told you?
No.
I probably have it written down, but I don't know where it is right now.
Yeah. For those of you who want to listen to it, it's actually Sister Moon by Sting. Brilliant little song. All right, so that's how we went over the Moon Golem, his cool songs. All right, so back to Shadow. My friend, in light of ancient history, I know, mistakes were made, things were recovered, jail wasn't that bad. In light of all that, maybe we could take a stab at turning over a new leaf. It's my understanding that the White Guard, the Cleans, like mercs, they've recovered something that I would really quite like. Reports are sketchy, but it's sort of and you can see you can see the sweat. It's sort of a humanoid artifact type metal thing. If you could see your way to acquire that, I would be willing to pay extremely handsomely for it, like 30-40 jingles. So if there's any, if you can work that wonderful magic that you can do.
Sticky fingers?
Yes, I think that, is that a yes? I can't, yes, it's, acquire, oh, well, where's my, here, and hands you a little pouch of like 10-12 jingle, chips of, small gemstone chips, twists of salt. There's probably a few tokens in there for, like lodging at one of the local hostels, things like that. Basically, big bag of bribe money. If you can even find out where this thing is, I might be able to arrange a little more direct approach from my snatch and grab cruise. But yeah, I'm really interested. I don't know. It's supposed to be somewhere in East Haven. I don't know where it is. If you can find it and get it back to me, or at least give me the information on where it is, that would be cool. So what do you think?
So. Shadow just says, I think so, and takes the jingle, tucks it in their pocket, and kind of trots over to their party.
Okay.
I had a question in that respect.
Sure.
I don't like cities, and the two-leggeds don't like Sidewinder. So how exactly would I be traveling?
Well, it's actually kind of set up in your favor. If you can imagine, the approach to Iron Gate is a series of narrow canyons, and they've set up East Gate and the other one to the north. Map. North Gate. I'm sorry, East Haven, North Gate. They set them up. Basically, the village completely crosses this canyon, and there's a wall. Okay, if you're in with the cool kids, you're allowed on the far side of the wall. If you're not, they've basically got the trade village set up on this side. So merchants and traders will show up with tribute from the other villages. They'll show up with trade to buy loads of water. So there's a lot of traffic here, but there's also it's all spread out. So if you were in the outskirts and the fringes, and you set up in a tent or a lean-to, you can be as isolated or as in the middle of things as you want. But again, and there's a lot. It's for a trade village, it's rather cosmopolitan. So as long as what are Sidewinder's flaws?
He is frightening and savage.
Okay, so nobody gets
and huge.
Close. Yeah, nobody gets close. Nobody gets close twice. You do have him well trained enough so that he'll only strike, but not hit, unless there's a second approach. Come on.
We maim, not kill.
There is a sizable contingent of the I know I'm going to die petting something I shouldn't brigade that he says, oh no, he's just an old softie. Hit him on the nose with a roll-up newspaper. Has to be dissuaded. So,
but I wanna pet the snake that's slightly larger than a chinchilla.
It's totally purring, not rattling.
It's larger than my pit bull. It's a big snake.
It's Great Dane sized if it's going to stand on, if it's going to rear up.
Yeah. No, when
Big
when
enough to
Sumac,
ride on.
yeah, that was my question. Sumac's like, I got a snake, big. Oh, big enough to ride on? Not quite. Maybe you can find a halfling. Oh gosh, come on
If
down to
Shadow
Sumac's snake rides. That'll be a hoot. Yes, Shadow.
If Shadow didn't hate Sidewinder, they would 100% try to ride on it, and they're probably small enough to do it.
Yes, yes,
Birds are tasty.
yes.
Come close if you like.
Yeah, and
Ew.
and Shadow, yeah. Shadow's like, there's a part of you that when you look at Shadow, you go, Shadow's wondering how they can unhinge their jaw to swallow my snake whole. I can, it's a very distinct look. I don't know how I know it, but there it is. All right, so, Urkthor, you are trading drinks with the good sergeant.
Rassleton, you dirty rascal! I owe you a drink.
No. I owe you a drink because that time back at the Red Fort. Okay, I'll let you. I'll buy you one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're trading drinks, and she's like getting the good stuff. So if you wanna spend a jingle, if you have it, if not, she'll buy the first round. So what's keeping you out here, Golden Boy? I thought you were looking for a kingdom out in the hinterlands.
Well, I was, and it's been a very adventurous going, and we've seen some small successes, but we're on a slight detour at the moment. We found a lead on something that could be fantastic, but we need help finding the next step of the lead.
Well, I hear things every now and again. Let me know if you need anything. People, places, things, stuff. I can do anything but money. You know me.
I feel like it falls under stuff. It's stuff that looks like people, vaguely. We're looking for, I would want to say, an old statue that looks like it might have moved long in the past.
When did you get to town?
We got into town maybe a day ago, maybe 2 days ago. We haven't been here too long.
Okay. We can't talk here. But I mean, what's it? Puppy. What's it? What would some information about a statue thing be worth to, buddy?
Well, first off, of course, the glory. There's going to be probably a lot of significance, or something's going to happen when we find it, and so we keep you potentially involved for the positive repercussions of that. But of course, that's probably not what you're interested in. It's definitely worth at least 2 drinks, if you know what I mean.
I do.
But
I do. So
at least one significant favor.
She stands up. Shh. She stands up. She points to the barkeep. The barkeep is this absolutely massive humanoid. She's probably like, there's some ogre in there somewhere, but just strangely got a face like a bulldog. It's horrendously ugly and simultaneously like the sweetest thing. And she says, hey, honey, I'm going to need to do a impromptu inspection of your back room for about an hour. Yeah, hope I don't find anything. And honey gives this like, you won't find anything here. Yeah. I might have stashed a bottle of good stuff back there if you want that. Oh yeah. We might scare that up. It's not contraband, it is. Oh no, sorry, I wouldn't have any contraband here. No, not any of the good stuff from the south. Okay, so you two find yourself in the back room, investigating, and even then she leans in and is like, "Okay, look, one of the patrols between here and Iron Gate found something. Something came in off the sea of dust."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any idea where that's being held? Or are they guarding it
Well,
closely? Or
yeah, I do. The problem is everyone's got an interest in it. They're arranging transport in a like a high security van from Iron Gate. I don't know when they're going to be showing up. Best I could do is maybe let you know where it's at,
okay.
and gives you some directions. There's a bunch of like these small, medium, and large warehouses around. There's one kind of off out of the beaten path. But yeah, it's going to be there.
Well,
And gosh, if I had some drink money, I could probably, set up the guys who would normally be guarding it for 2 hours
well,
before sundown.
I could say on my last venture, which was quite amazing, we were digging through some catacombs, and in these catacombs, we found, as I'll produce from my pack, some of these torches. Except, of course, it's not good as a torch anymore, but it's a solid piece of wood, which in this day and age is real hard to come by.
Erkthor, are you going to give me a solid piece of wood? Just like old times, buddy.
I could give you a very nice, solid piece of wood,
and
but
she's
this one is for you.
She's going over. Yeah. Yeah. Boy, real wood, huh? That's seasoned. Oh, it's still got sap in it. Oh yeah. Okay. No. You knocked this one out of the park, buddy. Okay. So she gives you directions to this warehouse. It's kind of a warehouse. Best approach is going to actually be from the wall side. There isn't a guard post immediately above it, so you just sneak in.
Sure, and, that might be the best approach, but my favorite approach is always the direct approach. They need to see me coming. Is there any possibility that maybe the cleaners don't have an interest and direct might not lead to certain death?
No.
Damn it.
The council is in on this one, buddy. And again, look, please don't touch. All right. So, armed with that knowledge, and she takes off with. She's got some wood. That rules, Beavis. So she takes off, probably to go talk to Laris. So y'all are convening. Oh, by the way, give me a D6 there, Micah.
Me?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
1d6.
Full, just a flat d6?
Flat d6.
Okay, I gotta remember /roll 6.
Beauty. Okay, yeah, you actually picked up 3 jingle today, just as your cut of the stuff. Pretty good money for a day's work. And again, you don't have much to spend it on except materials, so you're bopping around. If you're reconvening, you're probably going to want to reconvene out at the lean-to with Sumac. Revan, are you mostly the medium guy, not a big guy, but mostly the medium guy hangs out in Iron Gate. Are you trying to make any arrangements for a social call or a business call? And I'll get right back to you.
Well, depends. Have I had communications with the knowledge of we know something's here, or would I not have communicated that yet?
You don't have any knowledge. You don't have anything about what Erkthor knows, and you don't have anything yet about what Shadow knows. But those two pieces are going to come together here pretty quick.
Okay.
I'll come back to you in case if you think that there's a political approach that you want to try, political, social, business. Let me know. Mika, what were you going to say?
Instead of working for Jingle, I would like to offer my services in exchange for free to the blacksmith, to Kirkland, in exchange for some sort of metal offering that he sees fit. Whether it's just the scrap metal that he can't use for the day and everything, just the pile or whatever. Just
I'll do you one better. I know sacrifices are important to your goddess. Thank you, Goddess of Light, for your servant, and thank you for the work that you allow me to do. you may have a convert. You're not quite sure. But he pulls out this military pick. Okay, if you're not familiar, it's basically a pickaxe that's been weaponized to just chud right through armor. Yeah, one of the guards, one of the white guards, bought it out. I think they were doing some skirmishes against and somebody took an arrow right through his head. Anyway, he commissioned this and paid for it, and it's done, and he's dead, and his widow doesn't want it. So I offered this as a suitable sacrifice of craftsmanship and daring do to the goddess with my pleased consent.
He is going. Is the handle metal?
The whole thing's metal.
The whole thing's metal. Okay.
Yeah.
He is actually going to do something, not sacrifice it directly. This is a beautiful workmanship and everything. It would be a shame to completely destroy this, especially because it can help gather more worship for the Light Queen. He is going to run his hand slowly over like the head of the pickaxe and kind of carve an ornate like mural of the Queen's Forge kind of like logo name over it, and then run his hand down the side of the handle, and just it is filled with like runes worshiping the Light Queen and her logo all over it. So he's not changing it. He is literally just aesthetically like, this is something to be kind of honor the Light Queen, and he's actually going to hand it back to the blacksmith.
He's very touched. Kirkland's very touched. You've made a treasure. You've made a treasure, my friend.
Use this and share. Use this as a guide and everything to share your work, not only with this beautiful town, but maybe the other towns as well.
Wow.
Make a whole Queen's blacksmith, or make the Queen's blacksmith the local everyone's local blacksmith. Spread the word of the Light Queen.
Wow. Okay, so he cleans off. He probably had a showpiece, to show people what he does. That quickly assumes the place of honor. All right, so it's getting dark. The guards have got some. Or I'm sorry, it's not getting dark. It's just past noon. You'll probably want to grab some shade. The guards have very strong opinions about people wandering around purposelessly. So, armed with your various knowledges, you reconvene back at the lean-to. On the other end from the snake, Shadow's like...
The snake is currently half buried itself in sand.
Oh, nice. All right.
If Sumac wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Even more terrifying from my point of view.
Exactly. Oh, I can't see him. Oh, that's good. No, that you see how that's worse, right? You know that's worse. All right. So, armed with your knowledge, is anybody not going to share any part of their day with the others? Anything you're holding back? Okay, so the knowledge quickly disseminates that a patrol...
100, was that hesitation?
Well, potentially, I don't mention that there's a good side route, so it's a better idea to go... No, I'm not going to withhold that to encourage a straightforward approach. No.
Yeah, the party does a rousing chorus of, wait until they throw you a parade, okay? How about that? Wait until they throw you a parade. It can happen, So the white guard found something that came in off the sea of dust. Sumac's like, nothing comes in off the sea of dust. Okay. Ukthor says it's a statue that looks like it can move. All of the feathers on the back. You don't play poker for shit, Shadow, at all. You're like, it's like, I fold. God damn it. How do I, anyway. So yeah, a statue that moves, and you've got a location on it. Look, don't touch. For certain values of look and touch. All right, so you've got a clear shot, guard free at a warehouse off to the side 2 hours before sundown. Anybody doing anything before that? And who in general wants to go and take a peek?
With this knowledge, I may want to now reach out to my clear contact.
Clean.
Clean, sorry.
Yeah.
Because anything that happens in the city, they ought to be aware of, and
Okay.
my services may be helpful.
Okay. Indicators are that this has already got the attention of the circle. So just as a
Yep.
potential benefit, but also potential very, very bad thing. Anyway, just a thought. All right. So go ahead and give me let's see. In asking for, are you asking for a meeting?
I would like, yes.
Okay. You can choose.
With the specific commentation of to offer my services as a proud tribender with grand knowledge of both things past with my own education and our own family's, well, work with weapons.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you're saying the note's going to be something like, I understand you may or may not have come into possession of something older, perhaps a weapon that my family and personal knowledge might be of use to you.
Correct.
Kind of thing? All right. Your choice, either a sharp roll or a cool roll to see how it was received.
Oh, most definitely sharp. We do not F with cool.
No cool. No cool.
In the meantime, as kind of a side thing, Sumac would like to take those ghoul claws that she procured while in the catacombs, make one into a kind of like a skinning knife, because she learned that the ghouls can rip through flesh rather easily.
Yes.
And then the others, I'm going to file off the curs to make some nasty arrows out of, arrowheads.
Beautiful.
That would be a 9.
If you want to, let's see, your choice on crafting, you can either do a quick roll or a sharp roll.
We'll do a quick roll.
Okay, cool. That's okay.
My sharp roll was a 9.
I saw that. Thanks, Liz. Okay, so you dispatch the missive. The messenger, the clean has got messengers and runners. Come on, honey, stop howling. The clean's got messengers all over the place, and when you start name dropping, and they're like, "Oh," you get the straightening. I'm sorry, my lord, I didn't recognize you. When you introduce yourself, it wasn't like, you're not like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, but it's just like, B-list actor that people have heard of. So, you go, and he runs off with the message. Don't have any idea of a time frame on it. It's probably going to depend on where the good Meister is currently. All right, and Sumac, yeah, fine job. Very serviceable. The skinning knife will skin just about anything. Very, very sharp tip. Very, very pointy points. You could probably skin a mouse with this thing, no problem. And the arrows, you can mark down. That was a 9. Yeah, you can mark down 1 extra ammo. And special effect on the ammo is their 2 piercing.
2 piercing.
They will ignore 2 points of enemy armor.
Just a moment on that. I need to go run and find the notebook with
The
the
notebook.
actual. My handy dandy notebook that has all of the amounts of ammo I currently have. That's not in front of me, so stand by for just a moment.
There
It
is a
might-
notes section in your character sheet.
If you look at the sub page,
yeah,
I have this
second
very
page.
nice, pretty paper thing, though, which
That's
I will
also good.
quickly
Yeah.
grab.
yo.
Somebody said that, by the time you're a writer at the age of 30, you should have at least 12 notebooks that are way too pretty to put anything mundane in that you just look at and pine for. So, all right.
While all this is going on, Shadow's going to be pawing through their new bag of jingle and taking out the very shiny pieces and trying to, and discreetly tucking them into their own jingle pouch to pass off the smaller bag as the finder's fee.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you secrete about I'm sorry, that was a bad word. You cache about 2 jingle worth of stuff. Probably the shiniest are the chips of semi-precious stones. They're usually they look. Some of them are like the size of a guitar pick. They're irregular, but they've been polished really smooth and pretty. Yes, Mickey, it's okay. Mom, you'll be home soon.
They
Okay.
glitter and I want it.
They do. They do. By the way, if you found like a pound of mica flakes, you would just retire. You would starve to death, but you would be surrounded by the sparkly all the time. All right.
I
So
start scraping off Micah Poe's skin.
I don't like this.
Hey,
Consent
they wait
is a
until you're
thing, Shadow.
asleep.
Consent is a thing, Shadow. Come on,
That's
come on.
asleep is not better.
But they're shiny.
Does Micah sleep?
No, I don't need sleep.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
think
no.
so. I didn't think so. You do probably like zone out and meditate.
I don't need to sleep. I do need to consume, like metal. That's how I eat.
Rocks.
Shadow discovered that Micah doesn't sleep because they did one time attempt to come inspect her in the middle of the night.
Oh, never mind. I don't breathe. I need to eat. I need to sleep.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's more of like an extreme meditation. It's hard to kick you out of it, but yeah. Okay. So who is going on? Good. Oh shoot. All right. Well, we'll.
You
shall we
got
go
you
on?
got Devin's fire drill.
You know what?
No.
This would be a great
Should we-
time for a bio break.
Exactly. I was just thinking that. All right, everybody. We'll reconvene within 3 to whenever Heston gets back minutes. All right. Thanks again, viewing public. This is us, No Theoretical Bias presents. So tune in soon, as in minutes. All right, we'll be right back. Cheers. welcome back to part 2 of many of the No Theoretical Bias broadcast. I am your host, Owen Kerr, aka Sagasmith. Find us on Discord. Also, host of the Real Talk Imaginary People podcast. All right, so the plot thickens. Urkthor has found some information potentially about something that came in off the Sea of Dust. Sumac will be the first one to tell you that nothing comes in off the Sea of Dust, and descriptions of it might fairly closely match a mannequin-esque statue that can walk. That is of interest to Shadow, so that they can sell it for many, many ducats. All right, so you have a location, you have a warehouse that should be unguarded, and you've got a 2-hour window right before dusk. Who is planning on making the foray? All of
Can
you,
we
or
first
just some?
team huddle so we can figure out what the plan is as a team? Because I know we all have
Please
our
do.
own individual motives and what
Please
we
do.
might want. But
Oh, just as a note to everybody, the table talk thing. Yes, please do. If any time you're like, hey, I want a family meeting. Okay, do it. I love that. Go for it.
yeah. So my intention was Pilate needs a body. This sounds like a body of Pilate, potentially. I understand some of us want to sell it for gold, but we already got gold for it. We can give them information that never actually get it for them, if that's really something you want to do. But yes.
Mannequins.
Yeah. But mannequins with piloting.
Pilot.
As much as I love this scenario, from what I've heard, if this thing disappears overnight, first off, not a good time. The entire city is going to be in uproar. From what I'm hearing, the higher ups are very interested, so we might scope first, immediately snatch later.
Ooh. Idea. I got a good one. Micah,
Hi.
do you think you could make a dummy body?
If I knew
A
what
hollow one, of course. But
if I knew the material, maybe.
okay. So
That's an
What
idea.
stupid plan am I going to have to rescue you from
Rev-
again?
It would take time. I could do it on the spot, but I can't guarantee that it would be any good.
So,
But
So-
if I have the option, and can see it in person, I have access to a forge and metals that I could probably convince to let me use some to make a copy.
So,
okay.
what
That's an
I'm
idea.
hearing is we go in tonight, we scope it out, we get like the whatever setup we need to. First off, we make sure that this is what Pilate actually needs, because
True.
Wild Goose Chase does not sound fun. If
No
it
fun.
isn't what Pilate needs, well, then we might be able to lay a tip for some extra jingle, as we know. But we check that
I
out.
need to see.
We
I
get
need
the,
to see what came out of the dust. Nothing comes out of the dust.
But so reconnaissance, and then I've let a little birdie fly, and we'll try at a later date get us another reconvening with this object, and at that point we can try to do a little switcheroo if this is what we're looking for.
Oh.
anybody else with input? By the way,
This isn't at the behest of the ones who control the water, is it?
Well, they are the parties at interest, yes. Anything that happens here is of their interest, sadly.
Now,
Is there anything you can guarantee in terms of a water supply if things go sideways? Or will I need to take it out of someone's hide?
Well,
now
Shadow starts backing away.
I haven't had a ton of experience with the cleaners before, but is it a possibility that we could work with the cleaners if you have a contact? Because if we don't have to steal it and we can just work as researchers or something.
The cleaners is derogatory slang.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know what they do, but there are many. There are only so many skulls I can put arrows in at one time.
Well, what I'm saying is if we don't have to kill them and we can work for a temporary period of time, work for them, but still, we just need the body. Once we put Pilate's soul into the body, it's a lot easier to escape with the body if Pilate's piloting, which we could do without any pressure if the cleaners just let us research the body. We can also use that time to get Micah time to get accustomed to it if we do need to make a double, as well as gives us open access to make sure it's the right thing we're looking for to start with.
The more time I have that I could study the body, the better, the more accurate I could make a dummy.
Which, yeah. Not a fan of stealing it and making a double and leaving it behind. No one knows we did that, which, kind of boring. But if we can work with the cleaners, if they're willing to work with us, we can always fall back to covert. But if they're willing to work with us, that gives us a lot more time with the mannequin statue thing without having people trying to kill us while we have it.
So, don't investigate tonight?
I want to see it. But
yes.
Regardless,
but
you
we
don't
agree.
Move quietly. You will be moving behind me.
No take tonight. Shadow, no take tonight. That's up. Oops.
All right.
I'll put Sidewinder in front of her sleeping bag.
Shadow?
That's
Bird.
an escalation.
Shadow spits at you.
Oh.
It lands on the ground.
Oh gosh. Now.
Actually, if we're looking at a body double, I could use resources and stuff. And if Shadow can acquire metal,
Ooh.
fairly taken.
You know, just a little shaving off of a finger or
a sight unseen. Sight unseen, Micah. You don't know if you're going to be able to mimic this. You're fairly.
Oh, Micah is aware. That's why it's like it. They like. There is a reason why Micah is choosing the words they are. Of, I might be able to emulate this. I don't know what material it's made out of yet. If it's made out of like stone or something, I can't just carve stone.
Right.
So I could make something crude and then slather like some sand or something on it.
Okay.
But so upon any observation, it would fail.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you're on the same page, everybody, for a recon and force. Take a really good look at this thing, see what it is, see what it isn't, and if you do decide you want to acquire it wisely or unwisely, see if Micah can make a fair copy. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so the traverse over to the warehouse is uneventful, and the warehouse is unguarded from the rear, as was promised. It's only it's kind of set up like a storage unit. There's like, this is an even smaller warehouse because there's the loading, and then there's like 4 doors. 3 of them have other things in them. The 4th one, all it has is a series of crates with a tarp over it. And then on top of that is what looks like a body underneath another tarp and or blanket. There is in the corner of this small room a bundle, like a leather, like an oilcloth bundle that's wrapped around some long things. It's a big cylinder. Looks like a bolt of cloth almost, if it was oilcloth, leaning up against one corner. Other than that, the room is empty. It does have small windows about this wide up high, so the light is good. What do you do?
Okay, to start, if we are entering from this back entrance here, I would like to have Sidewinder bury himself in the sand and stand guard at that entrance. If something comes, we will hear a rattle.
Excellent. All right, that happens.
I would
Shadow,
to also be standing guard. I tend to know when danger's on its way. Share a handy-dandy danger sense, as well as it's sometimes drawn to me as well. And so if I can not only tell if danger's coming in, but also potentially draw it away from the party as I flee.
Good call. Let's just see here.
Does he know if
I
Sidewinder's
reminded
out
you,
there?
didn't I?
Thank you.
I may
Danger
regret that.
magnet. Go ahead. Oh, anytime I can hold. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. That's funny. Strangely enough, the danger magnet and the danger sense are working pretty well together. All right, so
I will also stand guard by the entrance with Sidewinder.
good call. All right, the other four of you are in the room with a covered humanoid body-shaped thing. What do you do?
Shadow's gonna gecko crawl up the wall and just kind of get a little vantage point on everything and pray that their danger sense goes off if they need it, and pray that their narcolepsy does not smack them in the face because it's the middle of the night and they have a sleep schedule.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me that. Go ahead and give me your narcolepsy. Oh, is that under stressful situations? I think it's under stressful.
It's
But
under
you just-
distress.
Well, you are kind of excited about this. I hold two when you're in a stressful situation. May spend hold to make you. Okay, so you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Okay, cool.
I would like to use which site?
Time out. So,
Sorry.
Hunter, who was
Heston.
following up? I'm sorry. Ren, did you have something?
Yeah. Micah is gonna start inching towards the body. It within like a prayer form of to try and start focusing on the material, like the not necessarily the cloth of the body, but to try and sense and get a sense of maybe what material it is. So if it's like it's metal or something, I feel like they would kind of know or smell it or something.
Yeah, you've got a sense. There's a sizable chunk. There's more than one sizable chunk of metal in this room. So, might if the crates that it's laying on are empty, it's probably the body thing. And Revan, what are you doing?
I am concentrating on which site, which allows me to see spirits and other invisible things that may be nearby. While using it, I can interact with them for better or worse.
Okay, give me a roll. Or is it?
It's just an active.
Okay.
As long as I'm concentrating, it happens.
Okay. So Revan's eyes do that thing where he's seeing things that mortals are not meant to see and hearing things that mortals are not meant to hear. You're not seeing anything untoward. Shadow, you are, from your vantage point, the room is bare. You don't see any like tripwires or deadfalls or alarms attached to this thing. It kind of looks like a wake or like a mortuary. Body fairly respectfully draped with cloth. The bundle in the corner is making your beak twitch. Smells like money. I don't know. But you don't see any immediate signs of danger. What do you do, Shadow?
They start skittering towards the cloth once they've determined that it's safe. They're gonna kind of peek it over, like hold it up, see the way it drapes. They're gonna give it a little sniff, just cuz.
To determine it's safe, Micah would like kind of be next to the body before Shadow just ran up and
I also see Shadow. I also see Shadow doing that whole watch me pull the tablecloth from under all the. All right. So you are looking down at a probably 5.5 foot tall, 6 foot tall, standing up metal creature. Revan, from your descriptions of things past, this is probably either a high-end forged or a low-end created. The forged were the first versions of the metal folk that the ancients made. The created were the advanced versions. By the way, Force Leader 1 is very definitely a created. All right, so looking at, don't let the cat in. So looking at this body, it is obviously badly damaged. It is mostly made of mundane materials, mica. You're seeing steel, iron, copper, that sort of thing. It's specifically designed to look like an armored humanoid. So all the facings on the armor are sloped to glance off weapons. And again, since it's not dealing with an actual people inside of it, those can be fairly efficient and small. It seems vaguely skeletal almost. It's too thin. The head is fairly featureless. There's obviously three things that are probably eyes, but they're probably gives it really good vision. The grippers are three fingers and a thumb, probably, and they're wide and flat, so they're probably really good at holding like a blade or a spear or a shield or whatever. It's just caked in dust, badly sun damaged. It probably had a coat of paint at some point, which is mostly flaked off. You see it more in absence than in presence. Badly sun damaged, badly wind scoured. All of the metal is scored with thousands and thousands of particles hitting it at high speed. The joints are a couple of them are protected, but some of them are more exposed, and the exposed parts obviously showing signs of environmental damage. If this thing walked off the sea of dust, it was doing it slow with a limp and probably was in one big circle. So the crystal or glass or whatever coverings on the eye equivalents are again very badly scored by sun and wind and debris. It's got a metal grill in front about where a mouth would be. But yeah, the looks very, 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 very not functional. What do y'all do?
Does it resemble the visage of Force Leader 1 that we saw? Because we used one of Revan's spells and we actually got like a physical presentation of Force Leader 1.
Yes, that was very, very well done, by the way, Revan. Giving the robot brain access to your prestidigitation. Kudos on that one. There's some obvious style differences. This is not it's hard to say. If like an elf designs a suit of armor or a blade or a hammer or a shield, it's going to have some elfy stuff. Same with dwarves, same with goblins, same with orc. There's some design parameters that every different group has got something a little bit different. So this does not look of the same cloth as Force Leader 1, aka Pilate. The sense you also get is that this is cruder in some way. Maybe this is more of a grunt soldier type as opposed to an officer, since Force Leader 1 was an officer. Somewhere between a sergeant and lieutenant. Ren.
No, finish what you're saying and everything.
Okay. So yeah, not the same. Not the same, but again, similarities. But yeah, it's the difference between like an orangutan and a chimpanzee. Obviously, both primates, but major structural differences. And Micah.
Okay. I would like to observe.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yes. And Revan, you're up next. So hit me with an observe, please.
Like to do that somewhere in here, but with the area around, because I don't trust these guards being mysteriously absent, or if there's recent foot traffic or something else in this room.
Aren't they off drinking? I thought they were off drinking for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, you probably have by this point you probably have an hour and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, Micah, first question.
Okay. What should I be looking out for?
Okay, tell me what you
I'm so my goal is to observe this body and try and potentially see if I can replicate it in some way, or make some crude approximation of it.
Gotcha.
What features on this are prominent that would like somebody would be able to tell a dummy versus the real one that you might not notice?
Okay. So, that sounds like then, what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah.
Combined with what here is informational, because you're trying to get as much information about this thing. And then
the last one I wanted to ask was, without intervention, what is going to happen next to this thing?
Oh, okay. Good question. All right. So while everybody else is doing whatever you're doing, Micah assumes air of total concentration and focus. They're looking at this thing literally centimeter by centimeter, measuring with hands, sizes of things, articulations and whatnot. It's lying here like a very, very large marionette. And yeah, you're getting some insights into the designer, actually. It's like, oh, well, this actually fits together really well. Oh, okay, I wouldn't have done it that way, but I can see why they did. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So, long story short, by the end of your investigation, if you're not interrupted, you feel 90% certain that with a little help from above, you would be able to make a really, really accurate mock-up of this thing to the tune that it would articulate and move. You will need a bunch of stuff for it: iron, steel, copper. Some of the stuff you can fake real easy, like if that's...
My other question was so you said there is like paint that's like heavily flaked off. How much paint is actually left? Is it like a couple flakes? Or is it like this arm is painted and flaked?
It was probably just, again, you're picking up flakes and inspecting them. It was probably at some point painted in kind of a woodland camouflage kind of pattern. Dark greens, browns, blacks.
If I were to scorch, my question is it, if I were to happen to accidentally scorch some of the paint flakes off, would somebody notice? Like, is there enough that if there was clearly paint flakes there and there's not now? Or
the thing is so badly damaged. I mean, just sitting here, it's got stuff flaking off of it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if you were to take a blade and go scrape, no one's going to notice the extra scoring as long as you're careful.
Okay.
So you're trying to get some paint flakes?
Yeah, no, it was more of a, like, while I'm observing it, if they're flaking off naturally and everything, and somebody comes to look at this later, they're not going to be like, oh, well, this thing was heavily painted and now it's half painted, or it was half painted and now it's barely painted.
No, take your average anything, leave it out in the sun and wind and dust for 270 years. Yeah, it's pretty rough. And the last question: what's going to happen without intervention?
Yes.
Probably someone's going to come and pick this thing up and take it away. Revan.
I would like to look specifically for where, I don't remember the exact name of it, where a weave or matrix, if there is one in it, or where one should be.
Your guess
The
is going to
intelligence
be
matrix, yeah.
Your guess is going to be torso because it's the best armored.
Okay, so I would like to. Would you like
and
an observe to roll for that, or
Micah like lifted it up and looked. There's a fairly obvious access panel.
can I would like to delicately try to open that.
Do you want to enlist the aid of someone who is good at delicately opening things?
I would love to. Not you.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow. Can you use your fingers here? And this panel needs to be opened here. I think it's where our friend would go if we want to keep this one suit.
You hear a creepy little chuckle that Shadow likes to do when they're trying to make you all upset, and they...
Holy smokes! Yeah. Actually, Shadow, you pick up a little knowledge from this. It's designed not to be. It's designed to be easy to open, not obviously easy to open, and there's a trick to it, and you figure it out real quick. So you might be able to pop one of these open on the fly if you found a similar model. All right, so you open it up. Inside, there's a confusing tangle of wires and strange, tiny little flasks of alchemical fluids. And wedged in there is a mounting bracket for one of those gold orichalcum rings.
That was the word, yep.
The problem is this one's only about the size of a thumb ring. It's still fairly wide, but it's hefty. I mean, you really couldn't wear it because it's just too chunky. But Pilate's is the size of a very heavy bracelet. So
And there's not one currently there.
Oh no, no, there is.
Oh, there's a ring there.
There is a ring there. Sand and dust and stuff has gotten inside this very, very obviously. Some of the connections are frayed. Some of the metal has a lot of the coverings on like the wires. Probably some sort of oiled cloth. You're not sure. Have been badly damaged. But yeah,
Shadow's just tapping at the ring, like pointing to Revan and tapping at the ring.
Yeah.
Could you get that out without damaging it?
There's a catch that you pop up. It's kind of like the ring light bulbs. There's like 3 things you pop off. Yeah.
I played up for a minute, like it's so hard.
Yeah. Stroke your beak. Here you go, like this. You mean this? Okay, cool. Yeah, so you now have a mind ring of a
Forged?
You're again, call it a created. It's
okay.
it's just advanced enough that you probably slipped over from one to the other. But yeah, this thing was dumb. And based on the I mean, you can take a look at it. You've got your witch site up. Based on the structures in this, in comparison to Pilate's, this thing, tree pretty, fire bad, hit that till it's dead, come back and tell me when it is, kind of a thing. This was not an advanced model. All right, so you've got about an hour left in your window. What else is everybody else doing? Micah is still mid investigation.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to observe and see if there's anything else of use or what it might take to obfuscate our tracks when we leave this place.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and give me an observe, please.
Okay. Obfuscate, just make sure it seems like we weren't there.
Gotcha. You're very good at covering your tracks. Okay. So, one question.
Okay.
You're looking for something.
All right. I would say what here is not what it appears to be.
Can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a microphone click. All right. Well, let's see. You do a pretty thorough inspection of the created. Again, you come to much the same conclusion as everybody else. The thing was badly damaged and probably had a very hard time moving around. You're not surprised that there's this lion here, especially with the internal stuff. There is the bundle of stuff over in the corner that might bear some investigation. So you're not entirely sure. What here's not what it appears to be. There's a light blinking inside the torso. You don't think anybody else noticed it, Sumac. It's dim and it's intermittent, but it's there.
Does it look anything like the light Micah might produce?
Not really. If you take a closer peek in the access panel, there's a little it's a little flat. Take your typical like potion vial, just like
Okay.
looks like a test tube with a cork in it. Squish it down until it's almost a disc. So it's got fluid in it, but it's flat and small. It's obviously been permanently sealed. It's like you're not even sure. Maybe put a drop of glass on top. Anyway, it's connected in 4 places on the interior, and every now and again it flickers, and the light is this soft blue-green light. Have you ever messed around with like a plasma ball? You know, the things you stick your hands on it and the lightning jumps up and grabs your hand
Oh,
and
the
goes up?
static electricity.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it's got like sparks that are trending from the center. It's trending in a particular direction. It's going, and that's the
Okay.
flicker that you're seeing is something in there. You literally have no idea
Thrown
what
out
you're looking
sparks
at.
in a specific direction. Okay.
Yeah, but they're all internal to that disc. It's little jags of light inside the little thing.
I have no clue what this could be. Fire is a concept I hadn't seen a while until somebody fell from the sky, so I'm going to grab Micah and pull him over here and point.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay, so you got Micah and Revan there. Micah, not that interesting. You're not feeling any spirit energy from it. You're not feeling any metal part of it. It's got some metal connections, again, in 4 directions. It's a fluid in glass. You know, this is a fluid in a bodysuit. This is another fluid in a bodysuit. Fluids aren't that interesting.
Micah, like a child who is like shown something really cool, but it's not something they're interested. It's like, oh yeah, look, they're like, I'm only interested in space. Like, oh well, this is a Formula 1 race. I'm like, oh well, I don't care about that. Is gonna go back to the body,
Yes.
and just completely blow it off.
Yeah, so Sumak's like, oh, look at this cool thing glowing with mystical light. You're like, cool story, bro. Hey, have you checked out this leg? Look at the oh, the toes. They fold back and it's got retractable claws. It's kind of cool. Revan, you on the other hand are like, I don't know what that is, but it's obviously got some juice to it. You're not sensing any sort of energy circuit active in the body at this point. Come on, honey, stop whining. But there is something going on in that little disc.
Would you like a recall, or can I probe it with magic?
Start with a recall roll, and again, it should be set up as a -1 because information is bad. Beauty. Holy smokes!
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Max
12, all right, then.
baby.
Actually,
You remember it perfectly.
that was a 5/6 plus 1, but yes.
Yeah. No. That's fantastic.
I think I had a book on this.
Actually, yes. And you're thinking about it. You read this actually in a thing of old-timey sea navigation. Okay. You're like, why does this is really what this could be if it matches the ones on ships were actually heftier and more durable. But what this could be is some kind of magical compass. Okay. Back in the good old bad old days, they would make these discs. You'd have it on the ship, and they weren't keyed north, south, east, west. They were keyed to a particular location. So you send the ship out to wherever they could always find their way home because they always know that way is home.
Home, you say?
Yeah.
It's a homing device.
Shadow.
Just more of a very precise magical compass with it's biased in one particular direction. And you're testing it out. You're just holding it. It's freestanding. There's nothing going into it. And the spark is going chick, 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 inside. You can almost feel something. You want to feel something. It's not quite there yet. But yeah, this is a compass.
I would
So
like,
it's a log pose, is what it is.
I would like to take
We're
that.
going to find the two-piece.
Hey,
We're
I found
finding
that.
the factory, but okay.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I found the thing that glowed. I would like to
Yeah.
take that.
No.
Point of fact. Y'all hang out with Sumac because Sumac is the wayfinder. Sumac is the hazard and has historically gotten you from point A to point B and back with all of your parts attached.
Yo,
So-
humans are as tasty as birds for your snake, right?
He's not picky.
Shadow gives you an incredibly offended look.
Okay, sorry. This is a compass. Do any of you know what that word is?
Slow down, coach. I'm taking notes. Which way's north again? I'm sorry.
Hey, are you wearing any metal?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I am wearing
Are you holding
silk
any metal?
and wool and yes.
All
No,
he's going on about is
he's-
finery. I want to try to
he-
grab it from him.
He's rocking a really cool rabbit fur thong. Actually,
Hey, they don't
That's
know that yet.
yeah. Well, it's just
It brings good luck. They multiply.
We've traveled together for a while. I feel like at some point.
yeah. Secrets don't make friends, there, Revan.
But-
Okay,
but-
so what do you do? Sumac would really like to have the directional homing thing device.
It's just a shiny. Okay.
Well, now
first,
Shadow also wants the sparkly
It's
blue
the second
glowing.
thing I've seen that emits light. The other thing is mica. I want it.
can I
You know, that's
explain
kinda
what it
fair.
is before you just grab?
Shadow gestures to the blinking thing, points to Sumac, points to Micah, points to himself as you take that one, I take this one.
Oh, yeah.
We can fight
They're
for
offering
it.
you a trade deal.
Yes. Shadow, will you stop licking the statue person, please? I can't tell by expression, but it's possible that they're getting upset about that. Please. No, you can't.
Micah,
you can't
meanwhile,
stand in
you
the
guys
corner.
are arguing, and Micah's just completely oblivious, just staring at a body,
Okay.
playing with a body.
I will clarify. I don't. Okay, I do like this thing because of more of its value, and I've never actually. I've read about these. So this is a compass. It points somewhere. In the normal case, it would point north. Yes, the direction. And then, but in this case, I believe it's magically affected to point to a location. So I am more interested in the location than I am the compass.
Oh,
Sumac is also expressing the urge to punch the smirk off his face.
Oh, there's most definitely a smirk as I am educating all of you.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
educating the wayfinder.
So you orient yourself. You think, okay, the sun is going down there, windows there, holding it. Well, if it is what you say it is, it's pretty obvious. The direction it's pointing is just east of north, just east of due north,
So,
and you are here.
so
So it's
like
Right.
into the sea of dust.
like that direction.
I don't like that direction.
Yeah.
Ah. Reason 2. We don't want you losing it.
Uh-oh.
I
If something
would-
wants it and comes after you, who's hitting the ground first?
Nothing knows of this compass. It's not a tracking device.
It glows. If I can find it, others can see it.
Oh, I can assure you, can go in a location that I don't think you'll ever find.
Oh, come on, come on. We've all
Is
seen
that a challenge?
we've all seen Pulp Fiction. We know where you're going to put it, Rev. Let's see.
No, no.
I put this
That
thing in
noise
the only
effect
place.
was a owl.
I put this thing in the only place the Dryad wouldn't think to look. You know.
Well, I was just thinking in the thong, but okay, you guys are going all the way.
I've skinned animals, maybe humanoids before.
Actually, Sumac knows of a particular species of vulture that's their main entryway. It's right in through the butt. It's a lot softer tissue. Anyway,
If you want
Quitch,
to
you take
hold
back
it,
into cool zone.
fine. I will
All
not
right.
fight you over this.
Beautiful. All right, so your time here is coming to a
Smart
close.
decision.
The
Savage.
local guards, they're not at the warehouse, but they're like 2 warehouses down. They come around the corner. They see Urkthor kind of nod to him. They're like, "Boy, it's a good thing nobody busted into our warehouse while we weren't around, right there, Clem? Oh yeah, Jimothy, that would have been real bad. Boy, when does the second half of our shift start? Oh, probably 10 minutes. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge, wink, wink." So, anybody doing anything before you bail?
There's
Yeah.
like the leftover bolt of fabric, right?
You unroll the bolt of oilcloth. It's not a bolt of oilcloth. It's been wrapped around a spear and a sword. Both very, very old designs. The spear is leaf bladed. That haft, the wooden haft, it's broken and busted. It would probably be worth something, but it would probably also be very obvious that somebody boosted it. The sword is again an old, like stabby. If anybody knows what a gladius is, Roman short sword.
Ah.
Steel
Gladius.
or iron. Thank you, gladius. Steel or iron craftsmanship. Again, somebody cranked out thousands of these and handed them to the soldiery and said, "Go and make the world safe for, theocracy." So, the spear is only. The sword might be worth something to a collector of antiquities. It's not great. If Urkthor gets a peek at it, it's just like, man. I mean, it's better than harsh language, but I would really want a real sword in a fight. The spear, slightly better shape, except for the fact that it's been broken in 2. And it also shows signs of weather or sand scouring and extreme age.
But
All
it
right.
has real wood on it.
Oh yeah, it's real wood. That's
I grab
valuable.
both and I strap them in my bag.
That's too obvious. That's too obvious. We've been here. Put it back.
Leave as we came. Unless you
And-
want to be suspected.
Mika. I'm sorry,
All
Micah.
Completely zoning out the whole too obvious we came thing. Micah has spent the better part of an hour and a half at this point studying this body.
Yeah, you could make one.
That's not the concern. They would like to. Micah would like to slip their hand into a part that you wouldn't normally see of the body, even upon inspection, unless you know it's there, and carve the sun goddess's logo into it.
Yeah. I saw that one coming. Awesome. Yeah, no, you totally do. You're like the stealth graffiti artist. You're like, the sun goddess was here and she completely effing rose.
And then he would like to spend, for whatever time. I imagine it only took him maybe an hour or just over an hour to actually observe.
She's paying attention. Give me just a straight cool roll, please.
Ooh, oh.
We just
Whoa.
prayed life into a body.
Mercy. Okay.
13.
Yeah.
We just prayed life into a body.
While that's happening, Shadow's trying to break the wood thing in half to take at least part of it.
I am trying to stop them because we're not supposed to be here.
This is like an
For
old
once, I agree with
Yes.
the
This
fool.
is an old-timey
See-
movie where
No. There's a movie called
Shadow's
Brain.
running back and forth.
Yes. there's a movie called Brain Donors where one of the people is very locked into various things, but also not very bright. And at one point, he's insisting on doing this. The guy whips out a newspaper, goes, "Go get it," and throws it. He's like, "Oh," and he runs up after it. So you're like, "Oh, look, Shadow! Look, a handful of shiny objects. Ah, jingle bells. Oh,
No, the same tactic will work if one of you
Yes.
throws a jingle somewhere.
Yes.
Shadow will go chase it.
Yes, probably catch it before it hits the ground. Actually, with at least 3 of 4 limbs. All right.
Oh,
so,
I can get some air on it too.
Oh yeah. Oh no, just a little backwards glide. Like you're doing the backstroke. It's awesome. All right.
Cough,
so
cough. 10-minute warning. Cough, cough. 10-minute warning. Knock, knock, knock.
Hey! Come on, pup. Stop howling. Okay. So you make it out. The guards are approaching slowly and obviously and coughing and
do we
sneezing.
know what was going on with her paying attention or not, or do we not know? You had me roll to see.
Oh no! I'll get back to you.
Okay, all right. I didn't know
right.
if we knew or not, or if we were just kind of hightailing
Okay.
it. It's find out later kind of thing.
So you're making your way back. The sun is gradually setting, and somehow, Micah, the sun catches some sort of outcropping right on the horizon, and it flares into this beautiful prismatic rainbow. And all of you are walking. The sun is setting, orange and dirty yellow, but this thin, almost laser intense rainbow washes over Micah's body. And you feel the goddess just go, good, that was good. I like that. So go ahead and hold 1. That hold 1 you can count as a preparation bolster. You may spend that hold for a +1 on any roll before or after you roll. So.
Oh yeah, because of my
Hang on to that.
sorry, because of my recall earlier, I have a +1 when acting on the information. Does that mean I get a +1 when trying to do something with that compass?
If you'd like, sure.
Okay, just me taking note. Okay.
Okay. And when you all
Oh.
get back to your residence, or at least stated residence, there is a messenger waiting for you, Revan. He respectfully salutes and hands you this folded over vellum packet. It's short, but still fairly official, beribboned, embossed, little glob of wax in it. It basically says, yeah, the Meister would be more than happy to talk with you about some stuff. Might even have, totally paltry, well within your capacities, minor little favor, hardly even mentioning really, but might be able to help a brother out. So, let's see. All of you have been. Okay, so you saved the blacksmith an assload of money, and have just improved his marketing ability 1,000%. So he's feeling pretty open-handed to Wren and Associates, so nobody has to worry about spending any food or water today, because three jingle will pay for it in a month's. Oh, 1 jingle will pay for a month's of okay food, water, and shelter. So nobody goes hungry tonight. Nobody goes thirsty. Anybody doing anything this evening before? You're supposed to meet with the Meister. He's coming to town late this evening. He wants to meet first thing in the morning at a location specified. He'll send a runner to bring you.
I would like to bring Shadow along to talk to the blacksmith.
Oh well, anybody who wants to eat is going to be hanging out with the blacksmith and family.
To talk about resources for a double.
You're calling them devils now? The created?
I mean,
I'm
not
create
making
a double of the created.
Double.
I'm not.
It's a body double,
Yeah,
right?
it's a body double.
I heard devil, DEVIL.
No.
Sorry. Okay.
No,
Double.
The little
No, it's a
devil
double.
for the mom.
I'm because I'm not making a created. I don't know how to do that.
Right.
But I can replicate it well-ish.
Okay, cool.
but I-
So,
Shadow hops on your back like a backpack, and he'll just wherever you go.
I can be a backpack while you run. Run. Sorry, that was a.
Just to
Seagull's
clarify,
Yo.
somebody in the party got back to me and let us know what we found in the warehouse
Oh yeah.
after
Oh.
I finished doing
Yeah.
the guarding, right? Correct?
Oh,
Cool.
I will. Fantastic guard duty. Wonderful job.
By the way, if I'm assuming since y'all are ethical party members, if there is anything that you don't want the other members of the party know, just state that, and then we can just assume knowledge as written. We did have one of the thieves in the other party type some silver bars.
I think it would have been hysterical if we weren't told about the side entrance, and we were just told, yeah, let's just go ahead. We're clear. We can go head on to look at this body. It's fine. That would have been really funny.
Yeah, I was perfectly expecting Shadow to lose interest like 5 seconds into the ordeal, and then like steal something out of all of the other little warehouse spaces. So hey, A for effort. All right, so
I'm just gonna say, while I was doing that excellent guard duty, I did have a
Yes.
wonderful opportunity to regale Sidewinder of my glorious exploits in crushing the Shadow Scarab renegade group in my earlier days.
You kind of
You-
regaled the general area because you had no clue where Sidewinder was.
It
You
was
did-
in the
you
general
did see-
area.
you did see eyes and nostrils. You have never had a more attentive audience, honestly, probably because the snake cannot, in fact, blink. Nicotinating membranes are a thing. So, you're practicing your pattern, and then, dun. Yeah, so good practice.
Mhm.
All right, so you are all in a safe location, not under observation that you know of. You're all well fed, well beveraged, and can go to sleep at any time. Any discussion currently of next
The
steps?
I still want to talk to the blacksmith.
Blacksmith. Okay. One of the two of you needs to make a hot roll.
I have +2.
Yep, you've been nominated by the Shadow. The Shademeister.
I have a direction finder and it goes somewhere. I want to go that somewhere.
Did it go through? Oh, it's loading.
That's actually a wonderful point. We now have this compass.
Okay.
Hey, I am on fire today.
Okay. So through
Anything to get away from the city.
I would like to discuss with our pilot and then possibly our new friend
Too many squishy things that can bleed.
okay,
about. Sorry.
No, you're next, and I think I know where you're going, Revan, and I'm very interested in that. Long story short, with the Shadow Micah situation, the blacksmith thinks a replica of an old created is the most awesome thing since Betty White, and yeah. Anyway, R.I.P. Betty. May her memory be a blessing. But yeah, no, you're gonna what? You're gonna make a replica of one of the. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He again passing down knowledge from blacksmith to blacksmith. Yep. He's one of these. You know how everybody claims that their great grandma was fill in the blank. He swears on the light of the sun that his great grandma's cousin's uncle's brother used to make bodies for created. Okay, he's
I would like your help then.
And he's willing to help you. And strangely enough, he does seem to know some of the hinging tricks. He's like, oh yeah, they do the thing with it slides over so it's protected. And you're like, yes, as a matter of fact, maybe great grandpa.
We can reuse your scrap metal.
Excellent.
The stuff that you can't use.
Okay. Are you starting on that now, or are you going to give him some time to gather materials?
I would give him some time to gather materials, but in exchange, I would also tell him if I could have a few materials now and everything, I'll make it worth your while to allow us to make this.
Sure. No. And he gives you a bag of stuff and says, we're looking for, 2 handfuls of nails, some screws, some this and this. And just bring them back whenever. whenever you're done.
Does that scrap have a lot of small, sharp, pointy pieces?
You're not-
If you're looking for arrow materials, you could find better. What are you looking
Kind
for?
of like caltrops, little things on the ground that'll hurt and slow down.
Yeah. Caltrops are easy to
aggressors.
make. Caltrops are easy to make. The problem is if you are in fact heading out into the sea of dust, solid ground starts to be a very nebulous situation. So,
so the pickaxe that I
it's
kind
okay.
of is like hanging up, right?
Sorry, boss. It's not actually a pickaxe. It is a military pick. It's got a short end and a very long pointy end.
Okay.
It's designed to penetrate armor.
Got you.
It is a killing weapon. This one's nice.
The military pick. I would like to spend tonight going up around it in its display case, and taking that scrap material and recreating that little kiss of like almost painting a mural with the metal of the little kiss of light from the Light Queen earlier. So like, you know how people paint murals and stuff?
Mhm.
I can temper the metal to like.
So you're redoing the decoration on it.
Yeah, I'm making it look almost like a shrine to this.
Oh, McGursh. Okay, yes, I know you could heat metal to the point where it gets a prismatic effect on that. That's becoming a masterpiece at this point, boss, because it's got like the actual shimmering colors, striking the mountain. And okay, boy.
I love this ability so much.
Yeah. No, one of the things he asks you to make is, hey, could you? I had this idea. If you made like a bunch of little ones of those that I could just give out and say, hey, remember this? Remember that piece I've got hanging on? He kind of wants little military pick like business cards, kind of a thing. Would you? I mean, just to get the word out. Like you're saying, get the word out. People know. Come. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it comes. Ooh, from the Queen's Fort. Ooh, the Queen's Fire. Ooh, what is that? Oh, it's over in East Haven. Ooh,
all that it would be pretty much he would spend the night after the mural taking little like a bag of nails or something.
Yeah.
Making caltrops for Sumac.
Okay.
And then melting the head of the nail into one direction and then just kind of stamping the logo onto it.
Can you make it into BTS instead of One Direction? One Direction is kind of.
I don't know what a military pick looks like. So, but I imagine.
Joke.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you, God.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got you.
Okay, yes, One Direction. No, military pick. I can get you a picture. Basically, take a pickaxe, like a mining pickaxe. Make one end short, one end longer, and sharpen the hell out of this, and you basically got
military pick.
Looks like an ice pick without the jagged edges.
Okay, yeah. So I imagine I can turn little, slightly larger nails into little business cards with and I'm gonna show him how to do it too.
Yeah. No problem.
Or maybe instead of doing that, I'll make him a little stamp, so he can do it himself.
Beautiful. And he has the idea that he can rough them up. He can put the two nails together and give it to you, and you go, here you go, ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna make.
I'll make him a little mold or like a little thing or something, so he can do it himself once I leave.
So excited. Sumac, write down that you've got a bag of caltrops. It's basically 2 area uses to deny ground. And Revan, what are you doing?
I'd like to get Shadow, because I'd like to have a conversation between our friend, the Ring.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then in base camp, hopefully with anyone who's willing or active able to be there.
Rings, plural.
Rings, plural, yes.
Right. And Urkthor, what's up?
I will be available and want to be in on this.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
Shadow.
Military mind, always good.
Shadow will pull out Pilot's ring first and very gently hand it over. I will just kind of flick over the other ring, making it very clear which one's important.
Gotcha. Okay. So you have done this before, and you don't have any time or stressors, so you could do the whole access thing. part of me wants there to be that whole old dial-up modem connection sound as you're
Doop.
okay.
The
So,
windows turning doo 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 doo.
yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, you ask Pilot to do something and he makes the whole Windows shutdown noise.
No.
Yeah,
The-
damn.
The GameCube
Blue
opening, the GameCube boot up noise.
Yeah, blue screen of death. It's okay.
Dang, it's not
All right.
working. Let's turn it off and turn it back on
Wait a
again.
minute.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, you're talking to Pilot.
Pilot
Pilot
first.
is Oh, hello, friend Revan. Hello, friend Shadow. Hello, friend Urkthor. Where are we?
We are in a local settlement. Shut up. We found what appears to be a possible body.
Oh. What were the specifications?
I will try to recall as well. Actually, is Micah there or no?
Micah would not be there. Micah
Dang
would be.
Okay.
Wait, is this in the morning or tonight?
This would be
Actually, it
before
doesn't
we go to
matter.
sleep.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Micah would be at the blacksmith.
Okay.
Okay.
Either
Point of fact, if you want, the blacksmith has no problem handing you a bag of stuff, and you can bring it back in the morning. He's got to go to sleep, but up to you.
no, but Micah would be preoccupied making
okay.
the shrine and the little business
Okay.
card stamp and stuff.
Perfect.
So I
And
will
would
do.
have no interest.
What's your sharp bonus, Revan?
Oh, mine +2.
Anybody beat that? Okay. So,
For sharp?
For sharp, correct.
Nope.
Okay. So basically, Pilot quizzes you on the specifics. Okay, were the legs tapered or were they cylindrical? Okay. The face, was it rounded? Was it elongated? So basically, he quizzes you. He's probably got one of those, aircraft recognition manuals built in. Only it's for friendly and enemy troops. He lets you know that that's a base model soldier type. That is not his. They called them the shovel heads, because unclear why, honestly, but they were the shovel heads variety. Not very smart. Really good at things like engineering tasks, because you give them a shovel and just say dig until they tell you to stop, kind of a thing.
We do specifics. We do have the ring from it separate. I managed to grab that. We do not have full access to the body unless needed.
Shadow's spinning the ring around on their finger.
Oh, yeah, not a very bright. Well, I mean, information is always useful. Data is always useful. Again, we're so far from where my unit was stationed. I don't know if this would have been friend or enemy.
And then also last with it, there appeared to be a compass pointing somewhere. My initial thought is if this model isn't satisfactory, it might point us to where we can find more or better models.
Compass disc, and he describes it approximately a centimeter thick, approximately 6 centimeters across, filled with a blue-colored liquid, sparks pointing in a particular direction.
Correct.
Mac's gonna
Yeah.
pull it out and lift it.
Yeah. Those were not standard issued for all troops. Mostly local troops that weren't expected to go on more than a area. Regional, long range scouts, long range fighters were not assigned to those. And it's working.
It appeared it was faint, but it was sparks.
May I?
He can't really hold anything, but he can
No,
look
he's
at it.
he's just looking. Something you're going to find out. The sparks are going to get faster and more prominent the closer you get to the designated site.
So it's far.
What have you, out of character, have you all determined if you have a common frame of measurement? Well, he talks a little bit about miles and feet and inches, and you're like, yeah, we kind of figured that out. Okay, cool. It's probably anywhere from half a day. Well, again, I don't know anything about the degradation over time. It's anywhere from a half a day's march to 2 days march in that direction, depending on the. Yeah, too many variables.
It's also pointed into the wastes.
Processing.
Um,
Badlands, rocky terrain, arroyos, canyons.
sandstorm.
Dust.
Normal.
If Sumac volunteers the fact that she knows a little bit about this, he quizzes you a little bit.
No idea about the Sea of Dust.
I've lived in it.
You've skirted the outskirts of it. There is a whole hell of a lot of nothing in there.
We're talking about the Sea of Dust specifically?
Yeah. No, you've lived in the
Okay.
desert. You've lived
I've
in
lived
the desert.
near it.
Yeah. You've again, even you skirted. Sensing anything in the way of water over there, like nothing. So, yeah. Heavy concentrations of very fine dust that require special footgear to walk over. That does not sound. No known oases or water sources. That does not sound conducive to any mode of travel. Item recovered was heavily sand scoured and sun damaged.
Yes, the model appeared to have severe damage.
Including dirt, dust inside?
Yes. In the inner frameworks, even in the compartment in which we found the ring.
Yes. 20 seconds. I have a question from the outside sources.
Divine intervention.
All right.
God is speaking.
So,
Light Queen?
No.
what about?
We're picking on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you can call me Light Queen if you want. The prince can call me Flower if he wants. Yeah, true story.
More calling your wife the Light Queen than anything.
Yeah, we were not calling you Light Queen.
She is.
Refocus.
But I will try my best to describe the state of damage. And
Okay.
what would it take to get that body working again?
By description, a complete overhaul in a facility that knew how to do it. That's. I mean, it was okay. It's like, yes, dust and stuff in the joints. It's like, that's going to be a real pain. When you got to the part where there's actually particulate inside and clogging, it's like, ooh, lots of delicate stuff in there to get messed up, grits and stuff. The joints are probably heavily damaged. Any bearings are going to be completely worn out. And looking at the other ring, and it's like my mind ring isn't going to fit in that space. It's the connections would be wrong.
The other thing is that this is a more personal level. If I could get it rerunning, my influence with those who control the current body would increase. It's for personal looks of if I could get it running with the original ring. Even if at subpar functionality.
It would depend on what stopped it in the first place. It sounds like gross overall physical damage, mortal analog, old age.
Understood. If I get you and me at it with the ring, could we see what we could do?
Processing. This unit is not entirely comfortable with interfacing with an unknown entity. If you were capable of a separate connection, he's asking for an air gap.
He does not want to
I
be in
need-
direct contact with it.
I need a high impedance air gap here, please. Could you just unplug that bastard? Thank
He
you
wants
so much.
room for Jesus.
Yes. I don't need to be downloading any malware here. That's
You
not
can cross-contaminate with...
unknown.
Okay.
Unknown.
Because my next step was to do the same thing I'm doing with you with the other ring, just to try to gauge more information on where this points, the compass.
How long can you hold up prestidigitation? Is it a concentration only?
Let me read the spell.
The best way to find where it leads is follow it.
The best way this thing could tell us that there's traps. Prestidigitation. Perform minor tricks of true magic. You may touch an item. Concentration changes. There is no mention of concentration.
Okay, so it is an ongoing spell until you decide to stop it.
Yes.
Okay, so basically you can set him down with a magical link to the spell, and feel free to try it again. New interface. Go ahead and give me a spell roll, please.
Yep. And
While they're doing that, Shadow's gonna scratch into the dirt for Pilate, like, commands we can use for other body for information. Trying to gauge if Pilate knows what commands might be able to get us information out of the other interface.
I will gauge. Our President Commander,
Yes?
I believe it'd be best if you interacted with this, sounds like a grunt soldier.
No problem. Plenty of experience with that. Been one myself at one point. I came from humble beginnings.
You
Shadow
never
is
stop
rolling
being
their
a grunt.
eyes.
Anyway,
No. I am a leader.
I was in charge of you.
I am.
Give me-
Here's the cast a spell.
At some periods, you were an advisor for the party, yes.
That
okay,
should have had,
so-
yes, the hex bonus did, please. Okay.
Oh, this the hex bonus is in or not?
Let me check. Global
The-
2 + 3 + 2.
Doesn't matter. It still would be a 9. Okay, so the spell works, but choose one. -1 ongoing. Lose access to the spell. Gain unwanted attention, or something interesting happens, or you have somehow transgressed.
Would the
against
lose access to the spell mean I can't use it until... This case would still work, but I couldn't use it again until I rested.
Correct.
We're gonna go with that one. I don't see me
cool.
needing this again tonight.
Cool.
Something
All right.
interesting.
No.
So the interface works. Okay, something that is immediately obvious is this entity does not have as clear a sense of self as Pilate. This is a dumb AI. I mean, human average max. Okay. And so you're looking at this like, it's almost like a wireframe construction of a body. Like, so awareness points on things like this is damaged, this is not connected, this is working well. It's like a talking schematic almost. And again, not a complex device. So you get the impression you have its attention.
Shovel, give me your primary directive.
Oh,
Does it not like...
do you have any moves that might apply to like giving orders to troops? Or are we just going to do this as a straight something or other?
I could. No, I'm not threatening it.
I mean,
Something
okay,
cool.
yeah, sharp or cool. Your call.
Cool. We can work with at least one of those. We can work with at least one of those.
Give a help
Okay.
to that?
Nah, we good.
No? Okay.
10's good. Okay, so
I didn't see the roll, sorry.
Before you, you see Urkthor the Golden, Urkthor the
The glorious.
the Glorious, transform into a drill sergeant. The bark, the cadence, the timbre, the tone. You disgusting little robot! This is your spear. There are many like it, but this one is yours. You will sleep with it. You will eat with it. You will fence with it. You will take it out to dances. Okay. So, yeah, and it seems to work. You were looking for primary
The
Primary
primary directive it was given, aka
Primary-
what was its most recent orders.
primary directive, sir. Primary directive is to follow the orders you give me, sir.
What was the most previous orders given before this?
Previous orders for to patrol the area of effect, sir. Patrol was inconclusive. We were not able to report back as requested, sir.
What prevented this responding of orders?
Severe damage to self and other members of the patrol, sir.
Do you recall what caused these damages?
It was real windy, and stuff got in and didn't work. Joint issue, and things start flashing on the wireframe.
Ooh,
There's
ooh.
like this red glow. Every single joint in this thing, including like the spine, is like screaming. It's like basically like this is somebody that would have like crawled from marathon as opposed to running, and just this thing is all ate up. And everything is half connected, running low on this power outage. Again, you've got vision sensors that are saying they can't even frickin' see due to the scouring on the optics.
What I'm hearing is we're gonna fix an army of these little robots.
In the biz Shadow, we call that foreshadowing.
Whoa!
Oh,
Bad joke. Grown
Hey.
deserved.
hey. So,
Boo.
you're gonna realize that's not a joke at some point. That was just me accidentally making a pun. So yeah, no, this thing is absolutely hammered. The information that you get out of it, give me actually, let's see. You could probably get a scrutinize. You probably wouldn't need to figure out, being honest, that wouldn't be a problem. Emotional states. No, that's not even that important. But yeah, no, this thing, okay. You ever bump into an elementary school teacher that has just taught elementary way too long to the point where they can't even curse correctly anymore? You know, they hit their thumb and they're like, "Oh gosh darn son of a biscuit!" You know, it's just like there's a trauma effect. This thing, everything in this entity's aura is, please tell me what to do. Please tell me what to do. Please give me a task that I can achieve in a short period of time, and I can come back and tell you I did it, okay? It's very robotic and metallic and dumb, but it does have a very hardcore, I need to follow orders, and I haven't been given one in 200 plus years. Please, 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 please.
Have it make a list of its tactics. What did it do when it fought?
Oh god.
We'll get there. Can you tell me your chain of command?
Oh, yes. It tells you the name of a sergeant. It tells you the name of the lieutenant. It tells you the name of the colonel. It tells you the name of the general. It tells you the name of the kingdom. And you have, when you get to the kingdom, you're like, I have not heard of any the naming conventions, even of the people, is like, that doesn't sound familiar in any way.
I am staring.
Would I
over-
we get
remember
those
any of this?
Anyways,
Oh, please. We got Sumac. Sumac, you're the far traveler, correct? And you've been around a long time. Go ahead and give
I
me a
don't know how long.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a recall roll. Oh, hun.
Well, we take a second. I'm going to give the shovel the command to stand at attention. Good.
And
Hold
all the damage readings go back to green. Mercy.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey guys. I don't know crap.
Okay.
No, you know
Yeah.
something.
You absolutely
You're
know something.
pretty
You're
sure you know
you're
something.
know
confident in
that
this.
you don't know anything.
No. She remembers perfectly.
Market
Wrong.
experience.
Yes, please do. Mark XP. For those of you in the viewing public, if you don't know PBTA, you get experience for failure. It makes your players try some interesting. You know that whole try something even if it's wrong. It turns into try something especially if it's wrong. So enjoy.
And whatever consequences thereof.
Exactly. All right. So I've got a hold on you to give you a -1 on something in the near future in regarding this. Okay. So yes, Sumak's like, oh, I know exactly. This is from this region and this thing, and it's like 800 miles away, and they're a bustling trade tribe on the shores of the Charcoal Sea. Okay, now I'm gonna be home. And just chapter, line, and verse about the entire culture that would have had names like designations like this. Oh yeah, the kingdom of blah blah blah. Now it's the theocracy of blah blah blah. No, it's not theocracy. Oh God, it's an anarcho-syndicalist commune actually, taking turns being sort of the executive officer of the week. Could we stop? Lay down, hon. Lay down. Howling dog. Yes. So,
Can I get the name of the kingdom that the shovelhead
yes.
told
The
us?
name of the kingdom is Jedhurst.
So
Jedhurst.
Pilate's still been operational and listening to all of this, correct?
Yes, Pilate is.
Yeah. Well, not gonna say that I would like to refer to Pilate to see if he recognizes any of these things, because I won't. I trust Sumac completely. Sumac is a very reliable guy.
Shadow doesn't, just on principle. Looks at Pilate.
It's maybe completely valid information for a completely different kingdom.
I trust her.
Yes. So
At some point.
Yeah, this place is filled with trees. It's crazy.
Yeah, trees. Pilate again. Pilate. You determining a Pilate ain't from around here. He does say that if there was an allied city-state, if my directions are anywhere, how far are we from Danton? In what direction?
How far are we from the last place we've been?
South.
Sumac would have that information. Okay. And this place is north of us. This theoretical place is north of us. Yeah, that sounds like the city-state of Jedburgh. Jedburgh was a hegemonic vassal to one of the other. It's not coming to me, and I don't know why. One of the other political groups in the area.
So Shovel is an ally to you.
Maybe. We'd have to check the protocols.
Probably depends at what time, because at times of war, allies from different groups and.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
just out of character clarification.
Uh-huh.
Pilate is calling this the Allied city-state Jedburgh,
Burgh, Jedburgh.
and then the shovelhead is calling it Jedhurst.
Thank you for the continuity. Yes, it is Jedhurst. You are correct. They are both.
They're both calling it Jedhurst.
Correct. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Clearly, we will tolerate no continuity errors, especially if our viewers catch them.
See now I'm going to just
totally
shift the ring to the other side just to mess with the continuity people.
I am a continuity error.
Who said that? Who said that? There's someone in the room with us. So, Honey,
Somebody
stop
here
playing.
is disguised as somebody here is a transmuted owl.
Yeah. No, my favorite one of that is the
It's
four
the
cats and
snake.
the four cats and the Pomeranian, and all the cats are just as fluffy as the Pomeranian. And the one cat has this look on his face, and the caption is, "Gentlemen, I think we might have a traitor in our midst." And Tom is like, "Ah, I'm a dog." Just that face.
Thank
Okay. So yeah, Jedhurst, they lost contact with Jedhurst very early on. Apparently some sort of device, artifact, weapon thing. They just no refugees, no reports, no magical transmissions, no messenger pigeons, nothing. Just no contact.
That sounds like the Sea of Dust.
If the Sea of Dust is a remnant of that would be
Wasteland of Dust. I know some sort of weapon was used there. Nothing lives. Nothing moves.
That sounds fairly comprehensive. Yeah. So, sorry, I don't know if this entity is of the similar time frame. If you don't mind, I can attempt some ally protocols. All right. So he his visage turns to the wireframe and starts whistling codes.
Tactics.
Yeah. Shadow. There's a lot of information going back and forth in this music that he's whistling, and you're like, It's like it's two tweets and a whistle, kind of a B flat going into a B flat minor. Okay, you're like, I might actually be able to mimic this. This is kind of cool. But the handshake complete. The thing turns to regard the hologram of Pilate, and Pilate says, "This is Force Leader 1. Your official designation is Shovel 1. Acknowledge. Shovel 1 acknowledging, sir. Who am I? Force Leader 1, sir. Immediate commanding officer, sir. All right. Shovel 1, I need you to engage all of the people here as allies, first order, first tier. They should be given sergeant designations, and you should follow their orders in. Honey, they should be given sergeant designations. Master Sergeant Urkthor is ranking. And it accepts that. Also, designate and designates Micah as another sergeanty type with a detailed description. Gentle beings, the one allied bent soldier badly used. You're taking a collection. All right, we are currently at 9:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings. The next step is going to be y'all kicking around what you're going to do with the information at hand. Oh, I'm sorry. The next step is going to be Revan's meeting with the powers that be in the clean to see what they may or may not want. So let's go ahead and do end of session since we got it right here.
Okay.
First off, check your motivations. Check your motivation. Let me know if you think you hit it. Urkthor, I'm going to give this to you since you've been carrying a lot of the RP with some of the NPCs. Yeah, you tell a couple of stories to the sergeant in a little bit of a loud voice, and people are like, Really? Really? Have you heard of this guy?
Mhm.
That's nice armor, man. That's just okay. So go ahead and mark
Really
one for
cool
that.
shield. A really cool shield.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Only half of it is true.
Gotcha. Does anybody else hit your motivation goal?
I think I did.
What is it?
Exchange a sacrifice freely given for a service rendered.
Oh hell yeah! In spades.
Mhm.
Take 1 XP for that, please. Anybody else?
Nope.
Altruism through magic. I let Shovel get an order again.
What's the
My specific thing is altruism. I used my magic to help someone.
well? You use your magic to help the group in general get some
This is
information, so that's helpful. And yes, if you wanted to get specific, Shovel One now. Yes, Shovel One is now on the path to maybe being able to do whatever you tell me to do, Joe Saturday. God damn it, Shovel One, you're a goddamn genius. So
Yes, sir. Yes.
sir, yes, sir. All right, so yes, go ahead and mark XP for that. Anybody else?
I don't think I really caused trouble.
See, those are rookie numbers there, Shadow. You're gonna have to bump those numbers up.
You might want to
Have to
actually
try harder.
explain what a motivation and like the
Oh.
key is.
Oh,
Excellent.
yes, for our viewers.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Hey, viewers. There are some other role-playing games out there that you might have heard of that use a thing called alignment. Unfortunately, most of them have alignment is very squishy. I'm good. What does that mean? Are you giving away? Okay. Motivation is the answer to the question, what does that mean? Motivation is an action goal. So, for example, Shadow, what is your motivation goal?
My motivation is called Daredevil, cause trouble by taking an unnecessary risk.
Beautiful. Okay. So if Shadow takes an unnecessary risk just for the lulz or to get the dude bro salt, then Shadow marks experience at end of session. The example I give is the good paladin versus the lawful paladin versus the just paladin. If you've got a motivation and if there's something concrete that you can do to get XP for it, the role playing just kind of happens. Everybody trends toward that. We'll get into a couple of the other ones as well. Hey, Sumac, what was your motivation goal?
I am merciful to end someone or something's suffering.
That's right. That's right. Huh. Yeah, if you do manage to get another working bod, maybe for Shovel One, he can be very happy digging ditches and chopping wood at some point, but not currently this session. Anybody? Oh, chopping stone. Sorry, blocking stone. Anybody else hit your motivation goal? All right. Next up are keys. Again, keys, as we explained to our viewing public, keys are negative personality traits that other players can trigger, either purposefully or accidentally. Basically, Sumac, what's your key?
My key is curiosity. Try to keep me on task so I can go herring off after a mystery. I have a glowy plasma thing, and I intend to go where it leads.
Okay, so Revan, go ahead and mark experience for triggering the curiosity, and Sumac, mark experience for following up on that. Maybe to your detriment. Teehee. Anybody else have your key triggered and hit it this time around?
I tried to steal something shiny that I found, but I tried. Actually, I did steal. I stole the Orca Calamrain from the thing that Laris told me about.
That's true. You also did manage to kipe some of the shiniest from the bribe money that you were forwarded. So yeah, go ahead and mark XP for that. Anybody else?
Didn't make any dumb decisions to be criticized yet this time.
No.
Well, you
no
made some.
players
You made
offered
some.
me anything.
You made some decisions. They just,
Yeah.
I mean, and make
would
note of those.
the accounting of you to leadership dealing with Shovel not count? There.
The issue is, I don't think there was anything where no
You
one
didn't make a
criticized me
decision.
on my actions.
Or no decision. I don't know.
Tell you what. Go ahead and mark 1 XP because they did let you make some of the choices.
Okay.
Here's what we're all going to do. Now, if it all comes back to bite you in the ass, then I might even give you an extra on that one.
Because
It's okay.
it's only PCs that can trigger the keys, right?
Correct. Now, next up, check your blood. Blood, for those watching, blood is in some system known as history, bonds, whatever. It's their attitudes that they have about each other as PCs. You don't have to like another PC, you don't have to love another PC, but you do know them. There is a mechanical bonus because the better you know somebody, the better you're able to aid or hinder them. So it's like, oh, hey, what's this? Who's Gord? Oh, Gord's my cousin. Oh, you love your cousin? You're going adventuring? No, I hate my cousin. He's annoying. He's been following me around since he was 9, and Mom says I have to take him adventuring. Oh, okay, that's a perfectly good bond. Now, players get XP if they resolve. Honey. Players get XP if they resolve blood, and you resolve blood by saying, my attitude toward this person has changed in a significant way. So everybody check your blood, see if there's any changes in your attitudes about the other PCs.
Am I allowed to have a blood for Kirkland?
Can Pilate have a blood?
Micah?
No, Micah.
Oh,
am
okay.
I allowed to have a blood for Kirkland?
I mean,
sure.
you can make any notes about your attitudes about the NPCs that you want. Yeah. And again, I see people who've already made preemptive blood with Pilate if he ever shows up.
I want to learn tactics.
I think all of us have bond with.
Oh, yes. By the way, Sumac, sorry to follow up on that. Yeah, you learn a couple of things. Shovel 1 was dumb and knew like basic stuff. Stand at attention, march forward, stab the enemy, whirl, wheel in formation, assume the phalanx, assume a turtle, assume this, do this. Both Urkthor and Pilate would say that's like Soldier 101. Again, this is not a special operations deep dive thing. This is grunt.
I could get a group of townsfolk who had absolutely no experience beforehand, and I can get them doing that by the end of the evening.
Yeah, rabble with spears would be, but at least this guy don't eat, so that's an advantage, and he will not ever, knock up the milk churn. So bonus. All right, so we've gone check out your blood.
Add a blood.
To whom?
Sumac. Sumac is impatient with things of importance.
Yes, you may add a blood. Mark 1 XP.
I don't want XP for it, but I did add a blood to my list for Shovel 1. Not as shiny, but very pathetic.
Oh, you can't help it. I'm not a bad robot. I was just built this way. Yeah. And now I see Urkthor like modifying Shovel 1's programming to be like a very easy. Never mind. I'm not gonna go with that thought. Anyway, hey. Oh crap.
Where was that thought going?
Oh crap! If Laris ever got a hold of a robot that was like really, really, really eager to play, that would be, Hey, where's Laris? He's been in the back room since June. Oh God!
No.
Right. Yeah, we just have to send in protein shakes and.
We can't let Laris get this robot. We cannot let Laris get this robot.
Cannot fall into the wrong hands, and his are very.
The robot does not deserve that.
No, consent is a
Why
thing.
does one part of this robot look shinier than the rest?
Yeah. Boy. 50 shades. 50 shades of what is that metal?
Steel.
50 shades of titanium. Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, the washing machine walked into the room. I didn't think anything was going to happen. Then the big three. First of all, did you discover something new and fascinating or interesting about the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Everybody mark 1 XP. Did you recover a noteworthy treasure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shovel is noteworthy.
Shovel thing.
Very, very noteworthy. And third, did you defeat a notable opponent?
No.
Okay. By the way, just to put this in your head, Revan, if you get the best of a powerful political entity in a business or political deal, that would count as defeating a notable enemy.
Fred's
Maybe.
charm.
So, that's all we have for you this evening, viewing public.
We have to do our
Can
extra.
you
I'm
level
sorry.
up? Because I think I
Yup.
can level up.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, we got to
Okay.
do a couple other
So,
stuff. You're not done yet.
Yeah, almost done. So now we do gold stars. Watching GMs, this is great for stuff, and you'll see why. All right, everybody gets a gold star, and gold stars, y'all get to gift to another player. The player is worth the gold star is worth a minor XP amount. In this case, it's going to be 1 in a system where you level up at 7 plus your current level. So let us start with.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead. Heston, who gets your star?
Micah, you were incredibly in character with your wanting to follow your RP and your goddess things. So you get my gold star.
Awesome blossom. Oh, by the way, folks, gold stars can be awarded for any reason or no reason. Good RP, like we have here. Somebody cracks up the entire table with a joke. And it has been, hey gang, is anybody like real close to leveling up? Yeah, Sumac needs like 2. Can we give Sumac 2 gold stars? Okay,
I
cool.
need 1.
So, any reason or no reason. So, Micah, you're up. Micah, you're up.
Mine's got to go to Urkthor easily for the interaction towards the start of the session. Everything.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's a blood and everything, but Micah doesn't think Urkthor is as dumb as they thought they did.
That would actually be a change in attitude. You can change that blood and mark XP if you want.
Okay.
Urkthor. Hey, can I just as personally, okay? I know a lot of people out there like to play their fighters as Ugg Thump. It's a people. Talk to it. Oh, it's now a monster. Hit it until it's dead. And I really appreciate the fact that all of you, but just specifically today, Urkthor is not just another ugly face. Urkthor has got some nuance, and the fact that you were leaning into the RP and I'm going to stand over here so we don't all get in trouble if we get in trouble. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those also serve who stand and wait. So well done. So who gets
Thank
yours,
you.
boss?
I'll send one over to Sumac. Good job taking the lead while I'm not around.
Excellent.
It was trying to figure out what to do because robots are not a Dryad's forte.
No.
And here's the thing. The one thing I love most about the character of Sumac, I think we did a test session before this one. I think it was 10 seconds total before Sumac had established themselves as the I'm too old for this shit character. And literally is. I mean, hundreds of years old, Dryad, seen it all, been there, done that. But just, every group has got like the instigator and the mom friend and all that. Sumac is very definitely the Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon 1. This is all just way too much. Do it. I'll pick up the pieces when you're done. It'll be great. We'll bury the pieces we find, kind of a thing. And I am so there for Sumac. It's a great thing. So, hey, Sumac, who gets yours?
I would probably say Revan.
Oh.
Nice.
There's some pretty good RP back and forth and trying to deal with stuff. Sumac can be pretty overwhelming sometimes, and you manage to come up with some reasons to avoid that.
I don't like getting threatened over a compass that I found cool.
Well, then don't take something I found.
But you knew nothing about it.
I still found it. Finders keepers. That's how it works in the waste. Or you fight me over it, and whoever's stronger gets it.
She knew it was a compass. It pointed somewhere.
That's true.
I had to tell you what a compass was.
Did you have to, or did you just think you had to?
Yeah,
I wouldn't know the name of it, but I could figure out how it works.
Answered that question yet.
Hey, Revan. Where I haven't punned today, so here is one. Ready? Hey, Revan. Where do mansplainers get the most water?
You punned earlier.
From a
Actually,
well,
actually.
From a well, actually. Thank you. Shadow, did you give your gold star yet?
I did not. Is there anyone who is like 1 away from leveling? Anyone who desperately needs that little point?
I'm 2 away, so I'm not.
I
Oh,
just
I'm gonna
didn't
go
mind.
ahead and give it to Micah then. Excellent role playing. I love that you spent an obnoxious amount of time just making pretty things.
Yeah.
And we're all getting ready to get the fuck out, and you're there drawing graffiti on this damn robot.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
I needed to make sure it was there. It was.
Yeah. Hey,
Even if we don't end up stealing this, and let's be honest, we'll probably fuck it up somehow. It's now a permanent part of this.
all right. I want this to be part of the official record. Hey, players and GMs out there in YouTube land, maybe one day you'll be lucky enough to roll some dice with some awesome people like this. 35 years of gaming, and this group in how many sessions have we had? 2. This group in 2 sessions.
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
2-ish. You know, that's funny. You don't look 2-ish. There, you got that one. Yeah, maybe you'll be lucky enough to roll some dice with some people who seem to really know what they're doing and don't mind taking chances. So
I know you're not talking about us.
I'm humbled by. Take a compliment, Ren. Come on.
If you guys, if you the viewers subscribe right now, we can get Owen to stop being proud of us like a dad.
Please do not push subscribing. We're not doing that.
Don't.
Nope. I'm drawing the line already.
Yes.
Listen, if you
YouTube
subscribe,
dude.
that's how
Liking,
we're
on
more
the
of
other
Owen.
hand,
Nope, not that.
So if you want
hit
all
that
of that
thumbs up.
If you want all that fun without any of that annoying cash, just say no to capitalism, kids. You see where it took us. So you are all awesome. I am so looking forward to giving you interesting things to look at and interact with.
No. Go back to that.
Sea of dust.
Let's
Sea
talk
of
about that
dust.
again.
Somebody pointed out, hey, have you ever noticed players are masochistic? What? Yeah, you give them a cakewalk and they're like, oh, this was boring. If you beat them to within an inch of their lives and they with the one conscious party member drags everybody back to town, they talk about it for weeks. And then somebody says, there is a power differential between GM and players. I'm like, can we not make this weird, please? I'm trying to enjoy rolling dice with people.
They do game
I would-
master, so
I need to revert that back.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a hard-won victory. That's
I
what
would
stories are all about.
I would like to say that we're also very sadistic because you could hand us the final boss and we would fixate on a chicken.
that's so true.
No, I just want to flay the final boss.
Nah,
You
I want to
would.
fuck around with the chicken.
Yeah, I was gonna say Micah and Shadow would not care.
You all are so perfect. Please never change. You are bright and shining stars. And this gray hair is already spoken for. This is my 17-year-old who's going on 18. When I get the white like the skunk stripe, this will be all you. I'll be like, what are they doing? All right, but I'm here for you. All right. So, hey, Heston, go ahead and count us out on this. We'll see you next time, folks. Please tune in to all the other No Theoretical Bias